There are a variety of costs associated with ambition. Many are ones that we are forecasting. The early mornings, the late nights, the pain, the work, the sacrifice. But there is one that tends to go overlooked, and that is the social cost of ambition. What this is referred to is the potential for a negative impact on the relationships around us. This is exclusive to the people that we care about. All right. Those that we don't care about, there is no cost associated with that because we don't care. All right. This is talking about our loved ones. All right. Those we do care about. But if we love each other, what's the problem? Right? Why are we not on the same page? Okay. There's a few reasons as to why that may happen. The first is time. Time comes up constantly when talking about ambitious goals, when we're talking about striving for success. It's our most valuable and limited resource. Once it's gone, it's gone. They want our time because they love us. This is common sense, right? This is easy stuff. What's ironic is in the beginning of our process, they are able to make that sacrifice relatively easy because they are excited for us. It's new. They want to see us happy. It's easier for them to sacrifice that time. As the days and weeks and months and years go on, just like it is for us, it gets harder on them. It's no longer as exciting. It's no longer new. It's now a grind. And in terms of time, they can begin to feel ignored or neglected. The recommendation to mitigate this is time prioritization, right? What is that? We're talking about eliminating white space, right? Getting rid of the things that are there that don't need to be there. How are we spending time that is not efficient? We need to increase our efficiency. Along with that, we also need to pay ourselves first, right? Now, perfect balance doesn't exist. It's not a thing, right? As we focus or invest on one thing, we have to relinquish something else. So it's not exclusive always across the board, but just like when we are trying to accumulate wealth, we cannot pay everything else first and then pay ourselves with the crumbs that are left. Same goes with time and our family. All right, we need to prioritize how we spend that time. And lastly, focus. Right? When you're in that moment, be in the moment. All right? We don't have the luxury of quantity, so we need to increase the quality. All right, put the phone down. Pay attention. All right? And enjoy it. You're with your loved ones. That shouldn't really be that hard to do. The second reasoning is fear. Our loved ones are fearful because we are pursuing something that is unlikely to happen. We are unlikely to be successful, which is probably the case. They don't want to see us disappointed, right? So the don't get your hopes up kind of thing. It's out of love. So we can't get mad at them for that. The recommendation to mitigate this is communication. At times, over communicate. All right. Explain our mission and explain our intent. This is what I am trying to do. This is who I want to become. All right. Here's the mission. We talk intent. All right. Now we're talking the expanded purpose. For one, this is really the why. So going into detail in terms of why we are trying to do what we're trying to do, potentially how that blends in with what we are trying to do together, you and this particular loved one. All right, we'll talk key tasks, right? This is part of intent as well. So these are the things that I know I need to do in order to be successful, right? In order to to reach the desired end state, which is, and then explain what that looks like. The more information we can provide them, the more likely they are going to be less fearful for us, right? Oh man, this dude's got a plan. Sounds good, right? So we're going to mitigate their fear by communicating how we're going to do what we're saying we're going to do. Lastly is resentment. And this one is common and it's impactful. This is where our dedication to what we are trying to pursue makes them feel bad about themselves. People change and decide to strive for something on an individual basis. It's on their terms when and if that is going to happen. We cannot assume that what we're doing is going to have positive effects on everybody around us. Ideally, that's the case. And oftentimes that does happen. But we can't expect it and we can't demand it. All right, we're the ones that have decided to make a change. We are the ones that have decided to pursue this goal. We launched ourselves onto this mission. All right. That doesn't mean that it automatically happens for everybody else as well. All right. Keep that in mind. As we're grinding, as we're working, they're feeling lazy about themselves by witnessing us do what we're doing. All right. There's also the flip side to this coin, and that is because we are grinding, we expect and demand that happens across the board. We expect that reciprocation. And if that does not happen, we resent them. All right. Resentment can go two ways, and it can get ugly fast. All right. The recommendation for this mitigation is to make it a team effort. All right. Make them part of the process. It is our responsibility to make them involved. All right. Because again, we're the ones that are doing this. Work out together, have them proofread your assignment, ask them if you can rehearse your brief to them, ask them what you should wear to this important pitch meeting. Just get them involved. All right. However is possible, get them involved. And the truth of the matter is, whether the advice or guidance that they give you as part of being involved, it doesn't really matter the quality of it. It may be worthless, but that's not the point. The point is to make it a team effort wherever you can do that. All right. Those are the three reasons. All right. Lastly, our community, those we surround ourselves with, are incredibly impactful to us. All right. Birds of a feather flock together. Classic expression. Another way to say it is, if you hang around with losers, you're going to become a loser. All right. The ideal community is comprised of mentors, allies, and proteges. This really is its own discussion, but we do need those that we look up to, those that guide us. We need those that grind alongside us, our allies, those that are like-minded, but also those that are better than us, that push us. And then we want to strive to earn proteges, right? And they typically find us once we get to a certain point. At some point, we may hit the crossroads. We may hit a decision point where, despite our best efforts, we cannot maintain this relationship and pursue our goal. It has to be one or the other. There's no easy answer, and there's no right or wrong answer to it. I just recommend keeping this in mind. If you sacrifice the mission for the relationship, how long will that relationship last, and to what quality? I see resentment as something that is almost inevitable as you move forward in that relationship. Looking back and thinking, I would be XYZ by now if it wasn't for you. That's my concern. Tough call to make, no easy answer. All right. But as long as we are forecasting some of these costs, we can get ahead of the curve. All right. Community. Impactful. Let's surround ourselves with those that push us, those that are better than us. All right. If you run a 100-meter sprint with people slower than you, you're going to win. Guaranteed, barring something crazy, you're going to win every single time. If you run that same sprint with people faster than you may lose, but your time is going to be better. Your time is going to be faster, because by surrounding yourself with people better than you, faster than you, it forces you to dig just a little deeper. Losing sucks, but having a faster time, that's what matters. Choose wisely.